Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my channel Education Core. Dear students, have you ever thought about how we can see the world around us? It's all because of something amazing called light. So, today we are going to explore the world of light and learn all about its incredible properties and how it helps us see everything around us. So, the first and foremost thing we need to know that everything we see around us is because of light reflected from those objects. So, without light, we would not be able to see anything around us. One of the properties of light is that it travels in a straight line called rays. How do we know that light travels in a straight line? Shadows prove that light travels in a straight line. For example, when an opaque object blocks its way, light does not go around it. Instead, it forms a shadow. An everyday example of the application of this property of light is the construction and use of a pinhole camera. So, what is pinhole camera? Ibn al-Haytham invented the pinhole camera. He was an Arab scholar who studied the pinhole camera for the first time and used the camera to demonstrate how light can be used for the projection of an image onto a flat surface. Now, what is pinhole camera? A pinhole camera is one without a lens. A pinhole camera simply consists of a cardboard box with a very small pinhole in the middle of one of its face. As you see in the picture, a white screen is placed along the opposite face of the pinhole. The light goes through the pinhole and inverts the image you are looking at and projects it onto the transparent screen. So, in this way, the image is formed in the pinhole camera. Dear students, did you know light is the fastest thing in the universe? It travels 300,000 kilometers per second. Reflected light. What is reflected light? When light strikes any surface, it is reflected. This is why smooth surfaces are usually shiny. Why smooth surfaces are usually shiny? Because they reflect light in a very organized way. When light hits a smooth surface like a mirror or polished metal, it bounces off neatly like a ball bouncing off a wall. This makes the surface look shiny because the light reflects back in a clear and bright manner. Now, what about rough surfaces? Well, these surfaces are not as smooth, so when light hits them, it does not bounce off neatly. Instead, it scatters in all directions, and that's why they don't look as shiny. Dark surfaces absorb more light than they reflect. White objects reflect more light than dark objects. Okay? Why some things are shiny and others are not? Did you know? Well, it's all about how they reflect light. Some things are shiny because their surfaces are smooth and reflect light well in a very organized way. Other things are not shiny because their surfaces are rough and scatter light in a different directions, making them appear dull. So, in this way, some things are shiny and others are not. Objects vary in how they transmit light. Whatever we see around us looks different and have different properties. Some objects are transparent, some are translucent, and some are opaque. Now, what are these? Number first one is opaque objects. Things through which light cannot pass are called opaque objects. For example, wooden door, stone wall, metal roof, closed textbook. In these, the light cannot pass. Next one is translucent objects. Things through which only a little light can pass are called translucent. For example, dark glasses, thin paper, colored plastics. What are transparent objects? Transparent objects allow light to pass through them quite easily. For example, materials like air, water, and clear glass are transparent because they allow light to pass through them quite easily. Now we will learn about shadows. Shadows are formed on side of opaque objects where light cannot reach. A shadow is created when an object blocks light. When light cannot pass through something, it makes a dark area on the ground or a surface behind the object. So this is the shadow. Let's try a simple example to understand this better. For example, you are standing outside on a sunny day. You are the object, and the sun is the light source. When the sun shines on you, it creates a shadow on the ground behind you. So, this shadow appears as a dark outline that resembles your body's shape, but it's on the ground instead of standing up. Types of shadows. There are two types of shadows, umbra and penumbra. What are these? A shadow where no light reaches is called umbra. This is a dark shadow. And the lighter shadow is called penumbra. Here there is a shadow, but it is not so dark because reflected light reaches this shadow, making it look gray. For example, when you see shadow of a ball on the ground, the very dark part in the center of a shadow is the umbra. This is where all the light is blocked. Now look at the edges of a shadow. You might notice a lighter area around the dark center. This is the penumbra, where only some of the light is blocked, so it is not as dark as the umbra. Next is size of a shadow. The size and shape of shadows are not always the same. They can change in shape, they can change in size. A large source of light makes a shadow which is dark in the center and lighter at the edges. What does it mean? It means when a big light shines on something and makes a shadow. The shadow is darkest in the middle and lighter at the shadow and lighter at the edges. So the shadow has a dark center called the umbra and a lighter edge called the penumbra. It's like having a very dark part and then a slightly lighter ring around it. So this is the size. This is about the size and shape of a shadow. So students, this is up to light, pinhole camera, reflected light, shadows, types of shadows, size and shape of shadows. Thanks for watching, my dear students. I hope you enjoy the lecture. Goodbye.